Chloe just stared at me, lips parted around nothing. A few seconds passed. Then she made the noise people make when they want to laugh but can't quite get it out. A high, nervous bark.
You're insane. Even a lie has limits. You're a humanities-track. The top reading and writing score in the state this year was, 1580? You're going to look me in the eye at this table and say you got the highest verbal score in Texas?
I took my time with another piece of watermelon. The juice was sweet against the salt of my mother's hand resting on mine under the table. That's right, I'm the state's top scorer in reading and writing. My tone didn't move. The room dropped. The TV was still on, some Cowboys game, and for one weird second, the announcer was the only voice in the room. My uncle leaned forward with a piece of brisket halfway to his mouth. My aunt's eyes were on Chloe's face, like she was waiting for her to say the thing that would make this not be true. Chloe's colour went out of her face by inches. Then she found her tongue.
Hugh, you cheated on the SAT, didn't you?
I shrugged. Believe whatever helps. I squeezed Mum's hand once and stood. Mum, we're going. Mum stood too. She didn't look up. She didn't say goodbye. I picked up her purse off the back of her chair and we walked out of my grandmother's dining room. Out the front door, down the driveway. And nobody followed. It wasn't until I was inside our own apartment, shoes off, lock turned, that I let myself look at my phone. Ryan had sent 2 more messages.
It's okay if you didn't do well. In my heart, you're the brightest one anyway. Wherever you go to school, I'll come visit.
God. He could really do it. He could make me cry standing in my own hallway. I'd used a stolen photo. I'd freeloaded a year of his tutoring under the name Sarah Lynn and the face of some Pinterest girl whose handle I'd long since blocked. He had spent a year explaining limits and derivatives to me at 1 a.m, squeezing it between his own coursework. And the version of me he was talking to was a fiction. I sat on the edge of my bed, the blinds bleeding the last of the dusk through them. I held the phone to my chest with both hands, like it would settle if I just held it long enough. Then I typed back, "Thank you. I'll see you when I see you." I hit send before I could find a way to make it kinder. That afternoon I went back to school. By the time I made it down the senior hallway, I was the news. For 4 years, I had not cracked 1,300 on a single practice test. 3 years of mock exams in that building had been ammunition for Chloe, and for every relative who liked watching me put my head down. Now my name was on the wall outside the counsellor's office, under a printout that read, "State top scorer, reading and writing." The air on the way past it smelt like dry erase markers and someone else's coffee. Every locker I walked past went quiet behind me. But the whispers weren't quiet. How did a borderline kid jump 200 points in one cycle? You haven't heard? Ava Wright cheated. The board's pulling the proctoring footage. The janitor at the end of the hallway looked at me when I went by. Half curiosity, half pity. It was the pity that stuck. I was almost at my locker when I caught a knot of junior girls in their letter jackets, voices pitched low and pointed. "Ryan's coming back to Lincoln tonight." Ryan? The one who got a 1600 and flew off to MIT? I only caught the tail end. Then Chloe came round the corner, 3 of her cousins and 2 of the sophomores who hung on her, and the hallway thickened again.
Funny story, actually. I happen to know Ryan. We've talked off the page. Last year, when I didn't do well, he reached out to me specifically. He said he hoped to see me at MIT. That's why I took a gap year.
One of the sophomores sighed like she was watching a movie. Meeting again at the top. That's so romantic. Chloe blushed on cue. Her eyes flicked sideways to mine, smug, pleased with the way the hallway had arranged itself around her. I snorted. I talk to Ryan every day. Funny he never mentioned encouraging you, Chloe. The blush went off her face in 2 seconds.
Ava, you are such a liar! Does Ryan even know your name? He's MIT's physics star. Why would he be talking to a cheating humanities kid from Lincoln?
Behind her shoulder, 3 of the sophomores were already typing into Snapchat. Someone called my name from the office end of the hall. Ava Wright, school board wants you in the counselor's office. Now. Every head in the hallway turned. Someone behind me, a boy I'd never spoken to in 3 years of geometry, said it half under his breath. Cheating on the SATs. Isn't that like actually a crime? The stairs were small knives. I wanted to step through the tile and come out the other side of the building. Anywhere else. Instead, I shouldered my backpack and walked toward the office at a pace I told my feet to keep steady. 1 foot, then the other. All the way past Chloe and her audience and into the open door with my chin up.
Keep listening. The next chapter is free on Storia.